Everyone, welcome to my channel, MedSchoolDrill. I'm officially welcoming you all to my channel. This is my first video. This channel is basically or mainly meant for medical students pursuing courses like medicine and surgery, nursing, anatomy, physiology, physiotherapy, pharmacy, and the likes in that same manner. So I have a lot of things ready for you. The first thing we'll be doing is physiology. Not really the first thing, but one of the things we do in physiology, we'll look at some very precise topics in physiology, like the blood, the body fluid, the respiratory system, the endocrine system, the motor physiology, the gastrointestinal physiology, the renal physiology, which has to do with your kidney, the nervous system, that's your brain, your spinal cord, your special senses, your ear, eye, and nose, and how they function relationship to the brain, and clinical cases. That's practical cases. You can see clinical cases. For those who are new to the type of them, clinical cases refers to live cases, like things that actually happen, things that that like, for instance, now someone has a traumatic experience. That accident or that incident is called a clinical case. Moving on. Next, we have gross anatomy. This is one of the most interesting topics we're going to do in your first, second, and third year in the department. You're doing upper limb, lower limb, back, the thorax is the chest region, the brain, the spinal cord, the head, and the face, the cadaver particles. A cadaver, if you haven't known before, a cadaver is the body of a dead person. It's usually used in gross anatomy practical. That's when you mainly see it. Then something else you see in medical school is an exam called steeplechase. Steeplechase is a kind of exam that has to do with identification of parts, structures, uh, bony landmarks, those kind of things, attachments, origins, and stuff like that. Next thing we have here is medical biochemistry. Biochemistry is one of the sweetest courses you would study in medical school, and I will do my best to break it down for you. We'll be doing cell and cell membrane, which I'm sure you have done back in your preliminary days. Cell isolation, which has to do with separating. In a cell you have different organelles. So I meant organelle isolation. In a cell you have different organelles. So now what I'm teaching you here is how you can separate different organelles. Separate the mitochondria from the ribosome, from the nucleus, and the likes. We'll do acid buffer and pH balance, chemistry of lipid, proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, enzymes, plasma protein, and immunoglobulins, chemistry of nucleic acid, metabolism, and a lot of things. Biochemistry is interesting, very, very interesting. Now, so the next thing we have histology. Now, lots of students find this course, how do I put it? I find it boring, but it's very simple and it's interesting. Actually, it's very interesting. We're doing things like the cytoplasm, cell cycle, connective tissues, cartilage, bone tissues, nervous tissue, tissue and the types of tissue, hemopoiesis, blood as a tissue, skin, endocrine gland, reproductive system, and the likes. Before I continue, histology simply has to do with the study of tissue and its function, structure, and stuff like that. So the next thing, embryology. Embryology, we're doing general embryology, gametogenesis, the gametes, genesis, gametes, which you know are sex cells. Genesis has to do with how something begins, the origin of it. That's what it means. So what I'm doing here is the origin of gametes, how they grow up. Next thing we have here is ovulation, which you know is the release of egg, implantation, the placenta, the axial skeleton. That's not just any axial skeleton, but the axial skeleton of a newborn, like how the axial skeleton will actually develop, and the limbs, how the limbs will develop, and a lot of things we're going to do after that. Now, I'm going to be educating you a lot on this channel, so I'll be so happy if you can click on the subscribe button and the notification of all for all my videos, because it's gonna be a blast here. Before I end this video, I always like to give people exam facts, exam hints, some crucial points. Now here I wrote, did you know that hemoglobin, which is the red pigment in blood, is also known as the red pigment, like I said, has a greater affinity. Affinity means love for carbon dioxide than oxygen. Like, I know, yes, this is not the day for it, but let me just give you some hints. Now, hemoglobin is found in red blood cells, not white blood cell or platelets, only in red blood cells. Now, hemoglobin, what the main function is for it to carry oxygen around the body. You know your body needs oxygen to carry out different activities and functions. No oxygen, you don't have a total breakdown, especially in your brain. Your brain needs oxygen, it needs a lot of oxygen. While your body produces carbon dioxide to be taken out as waste. But now, as nature will put it, since your body needs more oxygen, therefore hemoglobin should be more have greater affinity for oxygen. But no, the opposite is the case. Hemoglobin has a greater affinity, has a greater love. I mean, hemoglobin wants to attract more carbon dioxide than oxygen. Now, keep this in mind. It's a very, very crucial point that you will see in your exams. Maybe it's your first MB, in your NET, your US SME. You can see it in any exam. So this is Med School Drill. Welcome to my channel. See you in my future videos. Thank you.